That's the ease at which you get information. You're always connected and informed. No waiting. So if you're living with diabetes and still using old tech and finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels, and accepts Medicare and over 800 private insurers. Call 1-888-US-MED-65 today. That's 1-888-US-MED-65 today. And manage your diabetes as easy as...
Hey, what's up, everyone? You find yourselves trying to get your Craig Mack on and put some brand new flavor in your ear? Well, funny you should mention that because we have a brand new show that you should check out. It is called Pod Sauce. It is your podcast discovery show.
Everyone's always looking for a podcast recommendation. We got lots of them for you, from true crime to pop culture. And you can join us each week as we dish on all of our favorite podcasts out there. So make sure you download the Odyssey app and search Pod Sauce, or head on over to podsauce.com.
We got you covered, guys.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Finally, some good news for people like me. Uh-oh. You know how I say sometimes, though, I've been pretty good over the last year, but, you know, sometimes I get here late because I get lost in the sauce.
That's my favorite reason. It's like, BJ's 5 minutes late. Where are you? Did you oversleep? Nope. Just got lost in the sauce.
And that's my way of saying daydreaming. And it really makes you look bad when you're daydreaming and you get caught. And in my case, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm not here on time because I ended up just being lost in the sauce in the shower or whatever. But now there's science, Steve, your favorite subject.
Science.
It backs up that daydreaming people like me, it's a good thing, especially when I do it at work. Now, that's what I have to do. I have to get here on time, then start daydreaming here.
Oh, okay.
Can we get a shower in the studio? Is that possible? Because that's what I do my best daydreaming.
Well, we could dump water on you while you're here.
Well.
It's like Flashdance. And we'll film it in slow motion. It'll be an Instagram hit.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful.
Did somebody just say, like, Flashdance from 400 years ago?
I might have, yes.
You know what? That's a...
Hey, Deadpool 2 had a reference to it. Why can't I?
All right. Well, Steve, it's in Deadpool 2.
Well, did Family Guy ever reference it, Vicky?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you're all right.
Sweet.
Okay.
You get a pass.
Yeah, Washington University in St. Louis, which I've never heard of. I always think it's really funny when some other states have a name, you know, that's our state or something. It's like,
Well, is it named after George Washington?
It's probably the president.
It may be. Boy, he got around, didn't he? I mean, you know, he's got a D.C.,
Yes,
he's got a university in St. Louis, he's got a whole state here. I mean, if you're Jefferson or Taft, you're like, really? Washington?
I mean, he's America's first political whore. He got around.
He sure did. So the good folks at Washington University in St. Louis say it's a good thing when people daydream at work.
Now, are we supposed to be daydreaming about work, or can we daydream about anything?
You know
What makes it a good thing?
I feel like daydreaming just means if you go by the idea that when you get writer's block, you just walk away from the writing and just go walking around, let your mind wander. So I think you should be able to wander into any territory you want.
Okay.
That's my thought. And they're saying doing this helps you, Steve, come up with more creative solutions to whatever you're working on, especially those challenging projects.
Do you have like a certain thing that's kind of like your go-to for daydreams?
Wow. They're usually arguments with people.
That doesn't sound like that's more of like a day nightmare.
I agree.
Right? Wait, you dream about fighting with people?
I do, yeah.
Well, I guess I do too, but it's pretend fighting. I'll daydream about wrestling matches.
All right, so yours is physical fighting, mine's verbal fighting.
Back before all this stupidity that's going on in the world, like when we had wrestling and I knew I had a match coming up, I would daydream about what we were going to do in the match, and I would do this all day long, and I kind of come up with ideas. In bed, I would sometimes stay up late at night and just like kind of picture what I wanted to do. And one time my wife's like, "Did you hear anything I said?" And I was like, "No, I'm sorry, I was daydreaming." She's like, "Well, what about?" And then I told her. She's like, "Uh-oh." She's like, "Just no."
Just don't tell me that anymore.
You're watching it on television. You're watching it in your head now.
I think she would have rather me daydream about like, having sex with a celebrity over like this. Like she's like, it just consumes you. This is too much.
Well,
like,
it's close. You're grappling with some famous people sometimes.
That's true, and we have oil on us. And
yeah, so I
don't put any oil on me.
You could say you were having sex with a celebrity, and she, it's foreplay.
But that's my go-to.
Yeah. Well,
so yours is arguing with people.
But think about that. I will tell you why. because what I do for a living, a lot of times it was debating, arguing,
Yes.
whatever, and so I've gotten into a habit of it, even though nowadays I don't have to.
Anyone else on the show a daydreamer? And I'm curious what you guys are daydreaming about.
Always. I can't stop just
Is it memes?
daydreaming. That is one of the things. There's just imagine like a big mixing pot and everything thrown in there. That's what's constantly going on in my head. But I think the one thing I usually go to is just like how I'm going to redecorate and remodel my house.
I wish I should have taken a guess.
Do it.
Yeah, right.
I should have said it's a DIY daydream.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, if I take the tub out and I put in a new tub and I tile it, do I want to tile the floor this way? What colors? Yeah, that's
Oh, man.
going on
You are
all the
fully
time.
hooked in.
Oh, yeah.
It's usually our chats between Vicky and I. It's either that or me talking about poo.
You know, I have to tell you.
We know what Rev daydreams about.
Yeah,
Warm
that's,
toilet seats.
Yeah, we don't. Did he just? Yeah, he just said poo.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted. How about you, Danny?
Food. That's literally,
good call.
I sit around and I think about my next meal and how much I cannot wait for that meal to be in my belly.
I'm with you on that one. That's another one that my wife gives me a hard time. Like, we'll literally just finished eating lunch, and I'm like, so what are we having for dinner? She's like, you haven't even processed what you just ate. I'm like, and? What are we having for dinner?
And a lot of times, like weekend stuff, I'm like, oh, what are we going to have this weekend? Pizza. We're going to stop at Taco Bell, Del Taco, and maybe some Arby's.
Dude, we'll do that sometimes too. I'll be like, what do you think we're going to have for our takeout this week? She's like, it's Monday. We don't do it until Friday or Saturday.
You got to plan these things.
I was like, well, what's the weather going to be like? Because that also has something to do with what we
What's
eat.
the weather going to be like? And it's all focusing around the food situation. And she obviously doesn't have the same kind of mind you do.
No, she's waiting. It's more of a game time decision. I'm like, well, it's going to be sunny on Friday night, so Friday. So maybe we'll do sushi because sushi's good for sunny weather. And then if it's like chilly or overcast or rainy, we're like, well, let's lean towards Indian.
Ooh, good call.
Yeah, see, I'll tell you, man, and
I like that.
It is an interesting thing, because Eckhart Tolle writes this book. He wrote the book called The Power of Now.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of us in this world that we're all about the power of when. Like, we just want to look forward to something, and, they tell you stay in the present moment. But it's like, I don't know, man, sometimes I deal with the present moment because I'm thinking about what's cool coming up in the future.
Right. Something to look forward to. The power of what's next for dinner.
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be a long title for a book, but I think we'll give it a shot. We'll see if that could be the sequel.
Do we dare ask the Rev what he daydreams about?
You could say poo, kind of.
Like yelling about a video game or something.
No, I don't usually dream about yelling at video games. I'll just yell at them. Usually, lately, it's been what I'm going to do with my eventual lottery winnings.
I've been guilty of that as well.
Wow.
I'm like, I want to do good things with it. I mean, I'm going to buy something amazingly stupid for myself, but I'm like, well, I think I need to put out positive energy out there so I can reap the rewards. If I'm going to be doing something good with it, maybe I'll have a higher chance of getting it.
Oh, I love the superstition. Like, he probably won't win unless he lets the universe know that he will do something good.
Absolutely.
Well, dude, I just read yesterday it's like $3.3 million worth of unclaimed tickets here in Washington State.
All right.
One of the tickets is a prize for $1.7 million.
Come on.
Yeah. So I got excited. I'm like, maybe it's mine. And I realized that the ticket was purchased in East Wenatchee. So I'm trying to remember if I've ever been to East Wenatchee.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we have. Well, you know what? For the sake of this argument, yes, we have. A lot.
Isn't that crazy that there's somebody that bought a lotto ticket? It was probably not the winner, but it was like close to win. It wasn't all the numbers.
Still.
But there's someone out there that has a lotto ticket or potentially threw away a lotto ticket that's worth $1.7 million.
It's got to be a throwaway. Or they're waiting till the last possible minute to get it because
but it's going to expire soon.
That's what they better get it soon. But maybe they're thinking if that happens, then no one will remember they played the lottery and no one will remember they have the money. Maybe.
I'm so
Is that
glad
a strategy?
I gotta be honest. I'm glad it happened in Wenatchee. It didn't say that it happened in Puyallup or somewhere.
Oh, you'd be
Because
so
you know what
mad
I
at
mean? Because
yourself.
like if I'm in Wenatchee and I played a lottery, my mind is legit effed right now. Like looking through all my garbage, looking through drawers, looking through pants. I'm like, do I have any unclaimed lotto tickets?
And I feel like you've been pretty thorough, at least as far as I know. I mean, we do trust you on this, but you've been pretty thorough saying, look, we didn't win. And you keep coming to work, so I know you're not deceiving us.
What is that? Wouldn't that be hilarious if I won like $20 million and I'm just coming here and I'm like, hey guys,
That would be
Times are
unbelievable,
tough, right?
If you've decided rather than share with us, you're going to keep up the facade that you didn't win at all, and then continue to come to work.
Until he comes in, he's like, check out this cool thing I bought. And it's like, wait, Steve, where did you come up with that money for that gigantic, amazing thing?
It was on Groupon, Rev.
Rev.
Bought the Mona Lisa on Groupon?
Yes.
He just did buy a house.
Whoa.
And he says nobody knows where it is. There's two reasons. Either the road hasn't been done yet, or it's a private compound that no one's allowed to go go to?
Steve bought his own damn island and didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
You fly in every
Good
morning.
job, Kim
Yeah.
Kardashian, Stevian.
Yeah, I don't have any traffic issues anymore. I get in my rocket jet fuel pack thing and just leave.
Yeah, that's another sign when you come up when you have a stupid invention that probably does exist now.
Yeah, me and Elon. Me and my friend Ron.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Wow. So is Tatum's name really Tatum, or is it just a bunch of numbers because you're that rich now?
Yes, I'm actually Elon Musk.
Oh, nice. Okay, very good.
You bought the name.
I just bought him.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Somebody had to. Well, we got a mayor. This is interesting, as you know, because today is Thursday and we're releasing the Kraken. This mayor, unfortunately, got in trouble for releasing the crack. Yeah, he got busted for tossing his crack out a window.
Release the Kraken.
Steve will tell you all about this. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
That's the ease at which you get information. You're always connected and informed. So if you're diabetic and still using old technology and finger pricks, what are you waiting for? US Med carries the highest quality continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. Call 1-888-US-MED-17 today. That's 1-888-US-MED-17 today. And manage your diabetes as easy as...
We all remember that one professor, the one everyone on campus had to take no matter what subject they taught because how much fun their class was. What if we told you there was a streaming service that had all those professors? One Day University has every must-have professor from the best colleges all across the country. One Day University, the most fun talks from the most fun professors. Available live and on demand. No homework, just the most fun you'll have while learning. Get a special offer at ondayu.com/odyssey.
The Russian invasion.
The heroic Ukrainian resistance.
It's the biggest land war in Europe since World War II.
And the War in Ukraine Daily brings it all to you.
From Moscow to Washington.
From Kyiv to Mariupol.
The War in Ukraine Daily talks to newsmakers around the world.
And to the everyday Ukrainians whose very existence is threatened.
Hear the heartbreaking stories of those caught in the war.
But also hear about the acts of bravery as history is being made.
I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Charles Feldman, inviting you to join us.
The War in Ukraine Daily on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks to the Puget Law Group for giving us the Migs Report, and it's time to hug. Oh, I guess, with social distancing, maybe virtual hugs, because today is National Let's Hug Day.
Yeah, you got to use the care emoji on Facebook, because it's like that hugging heart emoji.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you
Or
do.
I always thought it was on your phone, a clapping emoji, like yay kind of a thing, but apparently that's the I want to hug you emoji.
Yeah, you're right. I thought it is a weird looking emoji for a hug.
Right. I remember I was doing it a bunch on something, and someone's like, "Why are you trying to hug me?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "Why you keep sending me the hug emoji?" I'm like, "Oh, I thought that was the applauding, oh, good job," kind of a thing.
Yeah, I
realized I was trying to slide into somebody's hug world.
Yeah, they got to figure that out. That emoji's not the best.
Do they have to figure it out, or do we have to figure it out? Because maybe we're just the idiots.
Are you sure you're just not sending the eggplant emoji?
Well, that I do, but
Yeah, that way you can be clear. You go, look, if I wanted to be a creep, here's what I'd send you.
But today also is, they have a fun Groucho Marx emoji. It's completely off the rails, but whatever.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, it's awesome. It's got the fake little mustache and the glasses.
Oh, wait, that's on my iPhone?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Now I got a whole new way to be.
That's right. Well, also maybe you send off an apple emoji because it's National Apple Pie Day, so enjoy some apple pie. Throw some ice cream on top of it for extra health.
Pie's been on the list. There was
Pie Week, man.
There was a Pie Day somewhere not too long ago, and now it's Apple Pie
Day. A couple days ago was National Pie Day.
Now it's National Apple Pie Day?
Now it's Apple Pie Day. Very specific.
That the pie industry is really trying to slide into our DMs.
Well, let's head on over to New York, upstate New York, where there's a town called Messina, and there's a 55-year-old guy by the name of Tim Currier, and he is the mayor of this town.
Okay.
There's 1,200 people in this town, so it's a smaller town, but, maybe he's an up-and-comer when it comes to being a mayor, and he wants to work his way up the chain and become a big deal in the world of politics, but he's going to have a little bit of a problem because he likes to party. And by party, I mean he likes to do the crack.
Oh.
Because apparently he was having an issue where there was an investigation on him for selling drugs. and they were going to try to arrest him. So he took off in his car, got into a chase with the police all around town. Which has got to be funny if you're like looking at this and you're like just walking around. You're like, is that our mayor being chased by the cops?
I think that's our mayor.
And at one point he went through an intersection, and when he did that, he said, I'm going to get rid of my drugs. So he threw a bunch of crack out of the car window.
That's how you do it?
Yep. Police noticed that. They got him to stop, and they also found the crack, and they arrested him.
Well, is he still mayor?
Well, he did announce that he's taking a leave of absence from his job as mayor.
Well,
this is my favorite part. He says to, quote, seek professional treatment.
Yeah, there's that.
Doesn't say that he's done as mayor, though.
Yeah, well, when you start seeking professional treatment, that gives you a get-out-of-jail-free card sometimes.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
This woman, she's also a fan of the drugs. She's a drug smuggler, and she's in Brazil. She's 30 years old. She got on a bus, and people were like, I think she's smuggling drugs. And the reason why is, well, she had a giant fake pregnant belly.
Oh, I love this plan.
Well, the best part is what she used to make the pregnant belly was a hollowed-out watermelon. She stuffed it up her dress and then filled it with 4 bricks of... That's right. Cocaine.
Wow. I wonder how long before that belly starts, like, rotting. You know what I mean?
I don't know if she's keeping it in there for a long period of time.
Yeah, not for 9 months, hopefully.
That's weird, man.
I love that the cops were so impressed by it. They took several pictures of her and said she had creativity without limit.
Yeah.
Even though they were impressed, they still arrested her.
Yeah, that's unfortunate that you don't get, like, out of jail for, free for creativity.
Yesterday was Wednesday afternoon football.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know if you guys were watching. It was the Steelers taking on the Ravens.
I watched a little bit of it.
Honestly, it felt like, this game's just done. And then all of a sudden, the Ravens had a little bit of a comeback, ended up still losing 19-14. So the Steelers are now 11-0, undefeated.
Yeah, but this season is, I'm getting more and more now that I'm watching some other games. I mean, because, Lamar Jackson, he wasn't even there.
No, it's RG3.
Yeah.
It's just weird seeing him out there.
Yeah, it's like, so the Broncos didn't have a quarterback, and the Ravens didn't have a quarterback, and that's a big game that I think they would have rather have played once he was back and healthy, but they said, no, we're going to play it.
Hey, look. If the Seahawks end up winning the Super Bowl, I'm not going to complain about the season whatsoever.
All right,
this was the best season ever.
All right, that's fair.
See what the Seahawks are doing? Because of all this craziness with like the Broncos where they didn't have any quarterbacks, they had to bring back a guy onto their practice squad that wasn't even a quarterback for the final year of his college. He was a wide receiver, and then they put him in at quarterback. The Seahawks, they have all their team meetings. So, of course, you got Geno Smith as the backup quarterback for Russell Wilson. They're going to still meet with like the coaches and all that, but then they have a third-string quarterback. They're keeping him away from all the other people. So he's not even allowed to be on the campus. He's not allowed to like hang out with the other quarterbacks. God forbid anything happens with COVID. They still have a guy that knows how to be a quarterback that could step in and play quarterback.
What a weird gig. Well, listen, we're going to pay you. Don't come to work.
Just stay home. Right. You're going to work remotely.
All righty.
Just throw the ball around in your backyard.
That's exactly what he's got to do.
Play some Madden.
Yeah. That's just nuts.
I don't know if you guys were on King 5's website, but they posted something really cool. Chris Daniels was always doing great coverage of NHL bringing hockey to Seattle, even before we had the Kraken. Well, he just met with some of the executives over at the Kraken. They did a virtual reality chat.
Yes, I've heard about this.
Oh, dude, it was really cool. Like, they put on the glasses, and then they just checked out what the arena is going to look like. It got me even more excited about the Climate Pledge Arena, or the Green AF Arena, as we like to call it.
Exactly.
But you can get a 360 preview if you just go to King 5's website, which is pretty awesome.
That is really cool.
A lot of us will talk about the Mike Tyson fight, not so much for the fight, but actually for the commentary and saying how great Snoop Dogg was on commentary. Well, apparently this wasn't just like a one-off thing. Snoop Dogg is forming his own pro boxing league, and he's calling it the Fight Club. And it sounds kind of interesting. They're going to have cards with like sanctioned fights and also non-sanctioned fights, which was what the Tyson fight was. So that way you could have like these pop culture fights along with like actual fights. And not only is he going to be the owner of the league, he will also be one of the commentators.
Oh, nice. Isn't that insane? Look at him finding another way to make some cash.
I mean, I wonder if this was already in the works before all this. I think it was. But if it wasn't, how do you not step it up? With everyone talking, not so much about the Tyson fight, but talking about Snoop Dogg and his commentary, you got to have him in there.
Oh, yeah.
And I would pay good money to have Mauro Ranallo be his play-by-play guy, because the two of them had great chemistry together.
All right. I feel like, that's it. There's got to be people that thought like you did, because I think they did sound good together.
That's awesome. As far as weather, 52 degrees. It's going to be sunny today. And thank you, Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spas, for giving us the Mix Report. And that's what's up.
You know what, Steve? It's just like you said yesterday, man. The rich keep getting richer.
Damn straight.
I mean,
that's just life's lesson.
If you had an idea like this, say, what we ought to do? We ought to get people like Mike Tyson, to come out of retirement, fight some other guy, then get some YouTube guy to go fight a former basketball player, and, it'll be great.
And have Snoop Dogg do commentary and also perform in between the fights with other rappers. Awesomeness will ensue. I would have thought nobody would.
No, they would have said, get out of here, moron.
Yeah. Which is typically what I hear.
Yeah.
Even when I go to restaurants. Get out of here, moron.
But if you've got cash, all of a sudden, it's a great idea.
Yeah, at that point when you have cash and you're doing nutty ideas, you're just eccentric.
Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, well. Steve, I guess we're just relegated to never, ever, being like Snoop Dogg.
Continue to be morons.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, there is that.
I've accepted that.
That's a nice thing. Well, here's another person who may be getting richer. I mean, I don't know. This story doesn't actually give me enough details, but Oreo just made a special cookie inspired by Lady Gaga. The new Oreos will be available next month to honor her album Chromatica. And the outside of the Oreo is going to be pink and features images from the album, and the cream is green.
So is it a pink cookie with green cream?
Yeah. And it's got images from now. In order for them to put images from the album, I gotta think they've got to have permission, and I would think maybe even a deal with Lady Gaga.
No, she's partnered with Oreo to release.
So it is official. So she's making cash again.
I would imagine
Son
so.
of a gun,
and
man.
also, this is great publicity and promotion for her cookie. I mean, for her record.
Pardon me. I don't think she needs to promote the cookie. I think the cookie is everyone's fine with that.
I'm buying it. I'll tell you that much. I'm glad that she didn't go with like an inspired, a meat suit cookie.
Oh gosh, yeah. that would have been weird. So again, I mean,
What
Travis.
flavor are they? Because they're green. Oh, it's vanilla flavored. So there's just green color.
It's green colored, yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a mint.
Ooh. And of course, I don't know what flavor. Now it's pink, so I'm like, is it like a strawberry cookie, or is it just going to be also a vanilla flavored cookie?
It's a vanilla flavored cookie with a green cream filling, but it doesn't say what the cream is flavored.
Oh,
interesting. With her, it could literally be anything.
Could be buttercream. It could be. I'm just trying to think of a flavor palette now.
Didn't she go out in a costume with Kermit the Frog and something like that all over it?
Kermit flavored?
I'm just kind of worried here.
Or is it Gaga flavored?
Well, you mean
what does a Gaga?
Drake has his own smelling candle.
That's what I'm saying. You might as well
why not have? Let me tell you what, so then it literally, never mind. This can't go to a right place.
Well,
I'm sure it's not Gaga.
We need to
flavored.
try it, right, BJ?
For science.
Yeah. Well, listen, I wanted to try the new improved Ring Ding, or I should say Ding Dong, rather. That never happened. Hostess has got a whole new flavored Ding Dong.
What is it flavored like?
Well, they've improved all the flavors.
Oh.
They made it better chocolate, better cream inside. So, I mean, we got to get Vicky on both of those.
Improved.
Look at Vicky. Vicky's like, I don't want to talk to you people.
Well, and I was looking online, and you can actually make your own custom Oreos from the cream, dip, sprinkles. You can put an image on it.
Why aren't we doing this?
What do you mean? How do you, what?
You go to Oreo.com/OreoID-1. So it's like Oreo ID. If you just Google like custom Oreos, it gets you right to it. Yeah, and you can either just do the cream color, and they have a whole rainbow selection of colors, or you can go crazy with it.
Oh, you mean you can order these like M&Ms?
Yes,
the custom M&Ms.
Yeah,
it's kind of like custom shoes.
Wow.
Like when you're like a Nike, you can change your colors and do all that. But this you can eat, of course.
And you can even put images on them.
So I can get my face on an Oreo cookie.
Yes.
Oh, that's good for people's birthdays. I didn't know they were doing this. This is a great idea.
I could get this. I haven't been able to figure out what I wanted to get my wife for Christmas. She's vegan, and Oreos are vegan. So I'm going to get her me as a cookie.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
that's hysterical.
That'll be the big gift.
Sarah, because Sarah likes to, she likes to put her face all over underwear, but I guess
you put her face on an Oreo?
Yeah, why
that's
not?
perfect.
Yeah,
but will it carve it? Will it be like you know what I mean? Is it gonna be like a weird picture on the cookie? They almost
Oh, will it be engraved?
Yeah,
that's a lot of work because that looks like a special stamp they made for those.
Yeah, it kind of looks like what you would do with a cake.
Yeah,
like where it would you would print the picture and put it on there.
It's like an edible paper kind of a thing.
Yeah,
you're not Lady Gaga, Steve. They're not going to make an Oreo sort of design that will actually be indented into the cookie.
I've never been more insulted in my life. You said that I'm not Lady Gaga.
You're not like Lady Gaga.
Hey, you guys want to guess how many cookies a year do you think Oreo produces?
Well, this is good because once you tell me that number, I have another question.
Okay.
All right.
I probably don't have an answer. This is the only.
I'm going to say $1 billion.
You're going to say $1 billion?
Yeah, I think it is up to that.
You're wrong.
Oh, it's wrong?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Well, yeah, but now is it higher or lower, people?
Well, I don't think it's fair to give anyone else that kind of
I
a hint.
agree, but that's what everyone's got to think of because it's a lot of damn cookies.
I'm going to say $3 billion.
$3 billion.
Wrong. Oh.
Danny.
Let's go with $25 billion.
$25 billion.
Yes.
Wrong. Okay, Rev.
Are we playing Prices Right? Because I'll go with one cookie.
One cookie.
Wrong.
Closest? Danny.
What?
They produce 40 billion cookies a year.
Wow. I thought 1 billion was too much.
Right? I did too. I was going to be like 10 million or something.
Dude, if I didn't have the info in front of me, I would have thought Danny's insane.
Yeah, I did
job,
that.
40 billion?
To be fair, I was just trying to be funny, and I'm glad I got it.
Yeah, good job, buddy.
Well, I know my buddy Ethan HD's that he's good for about 20 billion of those.
They are. You know, Dave Navarro said it, man. Those things are addictive. You know, he said he had a harder time getting off heroin than he did off Oreo cookies.
And any of my vegan friends, like, that's their crack.
Yeah.
Because that's like, I mean, it's not healthy, obviously, but it's vegan. So that's like the one thing you know for sure if you want to get as a treat, you don't have to, like, risk.
Yeah. Doritos and Oreos. Why I weigh 230 pounds as a vegetarian. So Lady Gaga, we know that Travis Scott. Yeah, Travis Scott made himself $20 million with his deal with McDonald's. What is Lady Gaga getting from the 40 billion cookie making Oreo company for this?
I wonder if it's just a cut of the sales, or if there's there's got to be actually like a. I mean, she's She's top 5 pop stars right now.
Yes, and Oreos, obviously, they are the gold standard when it comes to these cream-filled, chocolate cookie things.
As is she.
Yeah. All right. We've talked about how Lady Gaga's cookie is going to be great. All right, well, there you go. Again, just like Steve said, the rich keep getting richer. Yesterday, Steve did get this one right.
Nice. How many symphonies did Beethoven compose?
6.
No.
9.
Yes.
Hey, look at you. Fancy. It's not a fair question. He's got 6 or 9 in the answer.
Yeah, I guess.
You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 649 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's the ease at which you get information. You're always connected and informed. No waiting. So if you're living with diabetes and still using old tech and finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels and accepts Medicare and over 800 private insurers. Visit usmed.com/radio today. That's usmed.com/radio today and manage your diabetes as easy as